Time for another smoke break. Still got that cold a little bit, but we'll see if we can power through it. Today we're going to talk about a response to something I saw in the news, which was a South Carolina resource officer basically manhandling a young lady and throwing her against the fucking wall, skidding her across the floor because she wouldn't leave the classroom. And apparently now it's a criminal offense for juveniles to disrupt school. They're fucking juveniles for a reason, so that shouldn't be a crime. I'm not at school this long, and when we were in school, teachers actually were trained in different types of restraints and how to move people, especially people that are a lot smaller than you, in a safe and effective manner. They're still out there now. I mean, you got something called, nappy, and then there's something else like, I think it's called like MERT or something. Anyway, these teachers used to be trained in things like this, and I don't know if the school resource officers aren't trained in this anymore, and the teachers aren't trained in this anymore. If that's the case, that's fucking stupid. This is what would have happened 14, 15 years ago when I was in school. The teacher says, oh, you need to leave, go to the office, and usually the person would just get up and tell the teacher to go fuck himself or something and fucking go to the office. If that wasn't the case, he'd give him a couple more verbal prompts of, you're going to make it worse with, another detention, or you could get in-school suspension. And then if they still didn't move, they would take them by the shoulders and move them. Where the person's shoulders go, they go. All right. Now, this would be different if it was maybe like a 15, 16-year-old dude that was like 6 foot, 6'5" or some shit, and like, the teacher's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck to do. Then yeah, maybe call the school resource officer in there, and maybe you both can either convince him to leave, or you're gonna have to physically restrain him and walk with accompaniment or whatever to get him to go, and then expel him from school or suspend him from that school for days. When I was in school, kids didn't get arrested and charged with a crime for disrupting school. That's fucking ridiculous. First off, you're putting kids into is she going to go to juvenile hall for that? You're putting kids in juvenile hall and into the system for disrupting school? Really? Guys are, that's... Not only that, he took her by the fucking collar. He fucking flips over the fucking desk and takes her by the collar and fucking slides her onto the floor like a fucking bowling ball, into the wall. And then puts, does the knee in the back and fucking, ooh, put your hands behind your back, stop resisting, which is what cops are trained to say. Even if you're not resisting, they're trained to say, stop resisting, so the people that are watching it will come away with the understanding that the person is resisting, so therefore the cop gets to do whatever he fucking wants. I'm not sure if this cop was doing it out of, just because he's a fucking steroid freaked asshole, or if he just isn't trained in these types of situations that they really need to be trained at. I know in Maine, just a little while ago, one of the sheriff's departments are getting sued because they were actually using sheriff deputies to man the mental hospital, I believe, and they were like abusing and beating the crap out of like fucking patients and shit. So they were getting sued because that's not their job. And they really shouldn't be put in that position, in my opinion. I don't think it's not a cop's job to get the fucking 13 or 14-year-old fucking little girl to go and get up from her fucking desk and go to the office. That's your job as a teacher, to fucking grab your fucking testicles and fucking get her and fucking move her out of the room and close the door. Bye. Go to the office. Then you get on your little fucking phone on the wall that I know you have, call the office, and the fucking 3 or 4 people come out and fucking give her in-school suspension or some shit. This all comes back to fucking the government and the state wanting to be your kid's daddy and mommy. And fucking really, I mean, they're starting to abuse the kids now. I mean, that's what's going on. And you have to send them to these schools or you're going to be arrested. That's basically your option. I mean, you can homeschool them still, and that's probably going away because the propaganda against homeschoolers is out of control now. I mean, so even though the homeschoolers tend to be smarter and actually more socially well off and converse socially better than what the propaganda says, they still want your kids in school. So apparently they can just manhandle them from the school resource officer and fucking send them like a bowling ball into the wall head first whenever they, you know, get a little out of line. That seems safe and effective. What do you guys think? You think this guy was out of line? I think he was out of line. But I also think that's not his job. I don't think we should be putting fucking big, burly, steroid-ridden fucking police officers in charge of fucking little kids. I mean, you know, it's... You don't have a pit bull guard the fucking chicken coop, do you? No. You get a bunch of roosters. Maybe that was a poor example. Well, you guys get what I'm trying to fucking say. We did have a school resource officer when I was in school. I did see him judo throw body slam someone. But that kid also punched him in the face. And he was like, you know, he was a pretty big, like, 15-year-old. He was a year behind me in school. He was probably, I don't know, like 200 pounds, 5'8", 5'9", weighed 200 pounds, and punched the resource officer in the face. And the resource officer was trying to restrain him at first, and then said, shit, I'm going to get knocked out by this kid. So then he fucking did some judo shit and fucking slammed him on the ground and fucking, you know, held him there for a little while and fucking put some cuffs on him and brought him to the fucking, you know, the office and sat him down. He calmed down, and then he got suspended for like 5 days. He didn't get fucking charged with a crime. They get sent to fucking juvenile hall to fucking get into the system with, you know, it's just, this whole shit is ridiculous where we use the fucking law to solve every fucking little problem that, you know, you're using a sledgehammer to bang a nail. It's fucking stupid. Our kids are going to be fucked up from it already. They're already fucked up from it, probably. And you got people graduating college that can't find a job now, and people are wondering why. Well, it's because all the fucking people that are hiring see what all the colleges are like and how people in college get fucking offended by every fucking thing under the sun. That's the information people have right now. So why would they hire you? Why would they hire a 24-year-old where they have to walk on eggshells around, because you never know when they're going to be offended? I know I changed the subject a little bit, but it kind of goes with the same type of deal with the government being our kids' mommies and daddies, and not mommy and daddy being mommy and daddy, if you get what I'm saying. That teacher needs to be trained in how to restrain kids in a safe and effective manner. The training's out there. They need to fucking do it, because this is fucking ridiculous. You're putting, I mean, yeah, the cop was an asshole. I'm going to say that, you know, but he also shouldn't be in that position where you're asking him to move. Like, he probably wasn't trained in doing that. What does he normally do when a fucking suspect doesn't do what he wants him to do? He's going to fucking slam him to the ground and fucking put a knee in the back like he's trained to do. That's what he's trained to do. So that's my reaction to this. You guys have a good night, I guess. This has been Smoke Break. My cigarette's almost gone. Have a good night.